Hi, I'm Ellie VanAcker, and I have been a member here of St. John's with my husband Greg for 28 years. We went church shopping, and we went to a church that was much too grabby. They wanted to put us in committees before we'd even walked in the door. We liked what was going on here. We saw the cots in Gaiety Hall and wondered what those were for. And as soon as we heard that those are for the homeless, and that was the homeless shelter for women and children in our social hall, every afternoon, we looked at each other and said, this is it. This is exactly what a church ought to be doing. Well, I was one of the early lectors, and I love that. And Greg now trains lectors, and I help him. So I enjoy being a lector very much. It helps you in studying that passage before you ever speak it. I think it brings you very close to a close reading, which as an English teacher I appreciate, a close reading of the Bible, which really gets you in the spirit and feels as if you are delivering the word. God's presence comes to each of us in a different way here at church. And to each of us it comes in different ways at different times. For instance, it might be the sermon, it might be the children's message, and it very often might be the music hitting you in a way that you don't get hit other ways. Teenagers, I love their optimism, their searching. A lot of them have a very strong faith. I got lots of faith from my students. I learned from them as well as they from me. I do appreciate, as the mother of two very active little boys, that there were people in the pews around me who would smile or say, boy, it takes a lot of patience, doesn't it? Who were accepting of Greg and me. Those are some of my fondest memories. And also the time that Robert, when he was just learning to crawl, went under and all the way to the back, and you could watch the heads bump up as he went from the front to the back. And also when Thomas was confirmed, how Greg and I went up and put our hands on his shoulder, and then his older brother Robert came from behind to stand up for him too. I loved that moment. I started research on my second book, and it is about a wonderful Christian woman named Donaldina Cameron, who was the rescuer and the savior of about 3,000 Chinese girls in San Francisco with the help of many church people, all backing her up. She rescued them from domestic slavery and sexual slavery. And should there be such a thing as a prophet from the book, it'll all go to my sister's house, which is doing her work here through St. John's.